Welcome to a guide to new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. New mods for Tuesday the 4th of June. I say that because I did do a mod video guide to earlier on today. That was a mop-up of mods from actually Monday and last week. So this is the new mods for today. We've got 3 new mods today, but I want to start off by referring back to one I did on the previous video. I asked the question because I was completely baffled by this whole situation, because this said the brush hooked up. This is part of the Flegel large capacity shovels pack by Maxter. Thank you to everybody who commented. I've had loads of comments across all different social media sort of forums, but I did miss out a couple of things, I missed out one thing, and that was to actually look at the bucket. So I looked at the sizes but didn't show the options. So if we go to options, we can change the main colour. I do apologise. I should have been on that. Now there's a lighter galvanised you can go with. I do like the slightly darker one. That's the one I've gone for. Slightly darker galvanised still. So there's all those options you can change that to, should you choose to do so. Now this, you actually have to have the shovel on. I said on the video it's going to be something simple and something obvious, and now you look at it, you think, ah yeah, because it said in the Modhub you needed the front 3-point link. I didn't have the bucket on when I was showing it, and it didn't even dawn on me that a bucket would go in there. So when we go across the front there, it now gives you the option to hook that onto there, and those like wing nuts, butterfly nuts, whatever you call them, spin down and connect onto the bucket, hence giving you the setup you need, but it only works with this bucket as part of the pack. So the actual brush goes on the bottom like so. Thank you to everyone who commented like so. Look at it now, you think, oh yeah, that seems so glaringly obvious, but it just wasn't at the time. So thank you for that, do appreciate it. So then you can scoop up in your feed areas and you can brush and clean up and whatever you should choose to do. So back to today's mods. Just wanted to point that out. We have got, directly in front of us, we have got the Pottinger HIT 690N. This is by Fabian and Gogobear. This will use 9 slots, which seems quite high for a Tedder, if I'm honest. There's a couple of things about this as well. The mod itself, nothing wrong with it at all. I say nothing. I have to be so careful what I say now, because if I make a sweeping statement like that and then someone say, well, I used it, and actually, so what I mean by that is the mod is nice, clean, tidy mod, no problem with that whatsoever. My issue with it is the pricing, which is a bit of an odd one. It's a minor thing, but so the mod itself, very, very nice indeed. It seems heavy on the slot count for just a Tedder, but it's got a lot of moving parts, and there are some configurable options, and that's why you often find the slot counts get a little bit higher. So if we go to Tedders, now this is what I'm talking about. The Fanex that comes standard in game is 11,000, that's 6 metres. Then we've got the Kuhn GF8712, that's 8.7 metres, quite a jump up, and that's 16,000. Then we go across the bigger ones, and then we get to the HIT 690N. It's a 6.8 metre, but it's 18,000. So when you come back to here again, you think, well, hang on a minute. That's 11 grand, which is fairly cheap for a 6 metre. That's 8.7 metres. That's over 2 metres, well, 2 metres bigger. For 16, they're asking an extra 2 grand more on top of that for a smaller Tedder. That seems a bit of an odd one to me. Now, I'm all for having options, don't get me wrong, I've said it so many times before. The HIT 1214 is brilliant, nice big size, 13 metres, and okay, great, so we've got another one in game, but that to me, it should be priced somewhere between those two, shouldn't it? It's just, like I say, just putting it out there. Options available. We can change the rim colour, which is an interesting one on one of these. So at the moment, you've got the red inner hub, and then you've got the sort of outer rim on there. We can change that to a white, a sort of light creamy, then a kind of beige, and then an all red if you want to go all red. We can change the main colour. Now, main colour is the top of the discs. So if you look at the top of the discs at the moment, they are yellow. We can put those on red to make the whole thing red if you want to go down that option. and then design colour. Now this is, when you look at those three colours again, it's the difference is minute. It's almost impossible. It depends on how good your eyesight is, of course. If I go to the middle one, you've got kind of a darker grey. This is for the actual tines themselves. You've got a darker grey, a slightly lighter grey, and then a white. But like I say, you can't really necessarily tell. It'd be different if they were multicoloured, or you know, a really brilliant white and a really dark grey. But they are actually quite close together on there. So again, it could be my TV, could be the way I'm looking at it, could be my eyesight. That's just what I'm seeing. So those are your options available on that. And it does what it should do. That will turn your grass into hay very nicely. Well, I say very nicely, it should do it very nicely. Let's get a tractor and get that out of the way. Animation for folding, very smooth, very tidy. Lights on the back, indicators, so you know, it does everything you need it to. We have got the EB770 pack. This is by Mr. I think it's Dynamite, yeah, Mr.Dinamit88 and Therocsy, I think it's Therocsy. We've got two in this pack. We've got the EB770 trailer and we've got the EB770 Auger Wagon. Nice, neat, tidy mods. The Auger Wagon is an interesting one because I like the design. This bit here where the whole corner comes out at an angle to get to the auger pipe. It's just to make it a bit different. I'm liking that a lot. There's quite a few options available. I say quite a few. There are a few options available. Let's go with that, shall we? Textures are good. It's neat, tidy. Looks freshly painted. But I have come across a couple of issues. Yes, not one. We'll have a look at that in a second. So what we'll do is have a look in store first, I think. Now the Auger Wagon is under Auger Wagons. If we can scroll right across, we've got the EB770 Auger Wagon. 8,590 to buy. It's got a capacity of 8,320 litres, and it will take all those crop types. Options available: we can change the main colour, which is the chassis underneath. We can change the rim colour, which is obviously the rims, and then the design colour is the main body, to say yellow. And that's it. That's your Auger Wagon. Like I say, you've got this interesting kind of bent out bit at the back, so when it tips it all runs into that corner to go up the auger pipe. It's an interesting design, nice little mod. This will fit in quite nicely, I think, on the Pinky that I'm playing on at the moment. It's sort of that sort of size, and it's not a huge trailer, don't get me wrong, you're not going to get a massive amount in there, but if you're putting fertiliser into, you know, your spreaders and stuff like that, 8,320 litres of solid fertiliser, it's going to go a fair way. And then the other one is under trailers, 6,490, so fairly cheap. Like I say, not a huge capacity, but fairly cheap. This one will do all of the crop types. It says on the bottom there, and we do have the same options available for design colour, main colour, and rim colour. Like so, and then we can change our capacity. Now this is an interesting one, and I'm wondering now whether there's a glitch with it, whether it's going to need an update, but we'll see in a second. You can have it as 8,320 litres or 11,200, which gives you that extra kind of wooden extension board on the top. Now it does say next to that, if I put that capacity back, the box next to where it says capacity is empty. If I go back up to 11,200, it then says unloading mechanics, but weirdly it says 0, and if you go side to side, nothing actually happens. I'm slightly puzzled by that. You get the kind of that clunk sound as if something's happened, but nothing has actually changed. So I'm not sure if there's supposed to be something there, or or not. I don't know. So, back to the trailers themselves. And I'll show you what I mean. The actual Auger Wagon seems to be fine to me. So we'll put it in a couple of positions. Get the help menu on. So pipe in. Pipe comes in, and then the trailer goes back into its seated position flat. So like I say, the point being that when you pipe out, anything that's actually in the trailer will then slide down to that back corner and then go up the auger pipe. The auger pipe seems to sit nice and high, so you should be able to get into fairly high trailers, not hugely, hugely high trailers, but it's not designed to. It's a small trailer. That's the whole point of it. But there are no other options. When I'm going through my options menus, I've got no other options, so I can't manually. There's no option to manually adjust that height or anything else with that. So pipe in, and we'll just back that out of the way. Pop that there, and then we'll go to the EB770 trailer, which I've got the extension boards on, so 11,200 litres. Now this is where I'm puzzled with this. The trailer itself, fine, it moves fine, it hooks up, no problem at all. It's on a small little hurleyman, so no issues there. Now I need to get onto a bit of land that I own for this to work. So normally you would get options, and what I'm puzzled by, it could be because I've got the one with the extension board, possibly. I might have to try that out, but anyway, that's what I don't get. It should work anyway. So normally if I go L1, R1, R1, L1, it will give me an option somewhere to change the to like grain door, because at the back we have a grain door, so it'll be grain door, standard tip. Often you'll get left or right tip, something like that. I'm not getting any of those options coming up at all. And then when it says unload here, this is what happens. Let's get to just what you can see. L1, R1, unload here. It just pours out through the back. It doesn't lift, the back doesn't open, it just kind of pours through the back wall. So I'm a little bit puzzled by that. Like I say, I'm assuming that's a glitch, but what I'm going to do just to absolutely make sure, and I'm saying that now simply because I just suddenly thought, you know what, the only way to be absolutely certain is to, I hadn't set it up in my test initially, but I want to make sure. Bouncing tractor. Is we'll hook up to the standard version and see if that's any different. Now that's an interesting one. So on the standard one it's giving me the option. I wonder why that is. So putting those top boards on, which gives you the extra capacity, you lose a function. So now we're on open ground. If I do R1, it says tip side back, tip side grain door, tip side left and right. So if I do tip side right now, it will open and tip. So I'm assuming then that's got something to do with that top board. I'm glad I did test this. I love the way the catch is open, that's nice. So maybe it will need a minor update then. That's peculiar. There you go, it does work, but only on the smaller capacity one. I'll just for my own satisfaction. Look back up again, I'll show you what I mean. R1, no, doesn't give me any option for changing sides and unload, just... So yeah, that's a pity. It's a small thing, and hopefully there'll be an update fairly quickly, and that shall get resolved. I hope. So that's by Mr.Dinamit88 and Therocsy. They are 7 slots for the standard one. Whoop, went a bit close. 7 slots for the standard one. 9 slots for the... Oh no, that's not the auger. It's 9 slots for the Auger Wagon. Obviously the auger's got the pipe and that kind of thing, so it does a little bit more. So, mod number 3. We have got the Zunhammer SKE pack. This is by AxeDiamend and I think it's Jeff D25. These are 5 slots each, and we do already have them in game. So again, my initial thought is, okay, but these look identical. There doesn't seem to be much difference. So let's have a look at them in store first. So under Slurry Tanks, we've got the standard in-game one, which is here, the 18.5 PUD, 65,000. If we look at that for options, you can change the tyres. That's, you know, those are your options. 18,500 litre capacity for 65 grand. 180 horsepower requirement, 14.8 metre spread width on the standard version. Okay. So then we come to the modded version. It says 65,000, 180 horsepower, 14.8 metre spread. When you click on it, the standard version is only 15,500 litres, and that's 65 grand. So immediately my problem with that is then to get the same capacity as the standard in-game one is going to cost you way more, because you're paying the same here for a smaller capacity. That seems a bit odd to me. That seems off. But anyway, what I do like is that when you do change the capacity, the actual tank size changes, which I think is really nice. So you've got 15,500, 17,500, 18,500. But if you want the 18,500, that's 85 grand. That's 20 grand more than the standard one for an 18,500 litre. So, yeah, a bit of an odd one. But there you go. Trelleborgs or Nokians for narrows. You can have Michelins, but they're, you know, doesn't charge you any. Oh, it says 5 plus 500 on there. Back to Trelleborgs, which are your standards, and then you go your narrows, which is what I've got on one of mine. Now we come around to the back, and we have standard. So let's do a 14.8 metre spray out of the back nozzle of the back of that. If we go down, come on, there we go. We've got standard. We can have hydraulic, which is rear hydraulics, which gives you a 3-point link on the back, which is for hooking up various different implements which require a 3-point link. You can have decal, which is the cover on the top, which gives you this extra. If I take that off, it gives you the extra cover bit on the top. And then you can have with both if you want to, hydraulic and decal. So those are all your options. If you go for everything, you're looking at, what's that, 87 grand. If you change the tyre option, possibly 88,000. It looks all very nice, all very fancy, but, you know, just seems a little bit pricey to me. So this one is the one I've gone with narrows, and this one I've got the cover on the top, and I've got the rear hydraulic, and that's the 18,500. This one's the 15,500, but all standard, so I've got nothing on the back. The mod themselves, very, very tidy, very, very neat. Again, there's, you know, I suppose it's no different to any mods that are in game. You've got bits that you might like and bits you don't. Straight away you think, well, a mod, you know, that's nice. 5 slots, so not very high on the slot count, which is quite good. And I thought, oh, you know, the pipes will move and all that kind of stuff. So let's have a quick look. Let's grab the Massey. We'll grab the small one first. Like so. Now, same thing again, load up the help menu. So I thought, okay, you can turn on Slurry Tanker, great. I moved between the tractor and the Slurry Tanker. I've checked on both. L1, you need to fill up first, fair enough. R1, L1, R1. So there's no option for right stick or anything for moving that front pipe. I thought you might be able to adjust that and move that up or down. It's a minor thing, you know, it's nice, it's supposed to be on there, but that's kind of obviously more for decoration. Now, this is the standard version without the 3-point link, and here's the thing. There are various different attachments and tools in-game in various different packs. There's the Horse pack, there's the Holmer pack, and then there's the standard Zun hammer and various different things in-game. We've got the Vibro grubber, which I've got to remember which one's which. I think that's the Vibro grubber that side, which is from the Holmer pack. We've got the big drag hose from the Horse pack, and then we've got the standard Zunhammer Zuni disc there. Now this hasn't got a 3-point link, so technically shouldn't hook up to them, but it does. Actually, I'm going to pick one we're going to be able to see a bit easier with. I think we'll go with Let's go with the Vibro Grubber, which are cultivator attachments. Now the good thing is it's compatible with all of them, but what I will show you now is what I mean. If we come around to the back, it does hook up. However, because there's no three-point links, it's hooked on, and that's really just being held on by flexible hoses at the moment, because there's actually no three-point link attachment. So yeah, I mean, you're going to probably want to go with the rear hydraulic if you want it to look right, but it will hook up without them. I was really quite surprised. I must admit, I backed up and tried it earlier and I thought, oh, there's no way it will hook up without the three-point link, but it did. So anyway, that's the standard one. And then we have got the one with all the bells and whistles. Now again, I thought, well, we've got top cover. That's pretty cool. So L1, and normally you can go side to side, will open your covers, but the cover doesn't open. So the cover, again, is decorative. That top cover is just there. Now, whether it's different on PC, it may well be on PC. All these things work. I'm not getting it; just won't work on mine. So this will hook up to the horse drag hose. It will hook up to the Holmer pack stuff, and it will hook up to the normal. If I hook it up to the standard Zuni disc at the back, you'll see that the three-point link looks a little bit better when it's on and connected. Pull that forward. And like I say, now when we're looking at it, the actual three-point link hooked up, it looks far better than just kind of hanging in mid-air with some hoses attached on the top. So there you go, you've got your rear hydraulic cover. You have it with both one or the other, or neither, if that's what your preference is. And that's it. That's the mods for today. Only 3, but a lot of different options to look at, and you know, there are a couple of obviously issues that I kind of came across that I wanted to bring to your attention. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest, whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.